Dalian mo na, back and back.
Yes, back and back. So, we're back. Back and back, we're back. So, ayan. Sila. Ang aking trouble buddy. Trouble buddy. Yeah. Ah, diba? Saya-saya. Tignan mo. Parating na yung train. Ayan yung church na papasokan natin. First time ever after na naman natin. Yan. Ang tram nila. Transportation. Yan. Diba? So, yan. Oh. So, nandito tayo. Naglalamyada tayo. Medyo maulan siya. Pero tignan niyo yan, oh. Di ba ang ganda-ganda niya? Di ba ang ganda-ganda niya? Oh. Oh. Nahilo na sila.
Meron naman ako eh. Meron naman ano. Powerbank. 5 beses.
Itong church na papasukan natin ngayon ay ang pinakamalaki at ang isang church na nasa mismong center ng Kent. Ito yung church na tinatawag nilang The Missing Lamp Church. Yeah. Hindi ko narinig kung ano yung reason why the missing lamp I'm not really familiar with the story, pero napaka-miraculous daw itong church na ito.
Samen de kruisweg gegaan. Ons te vereeuwigen met al het leed, het kruis, wat mensen waar op ter wereld gedragen hebben, en het kruis dat Jezus voor ons heeft gedragen. Deze kruisweg bidden we.
Ang ganda, ganda. Ito po yung tinatawag nilang the piano house. Diba? Pakabonggisious ng piano house. Kaya mukha lang talaga siyang piano. Look at that. Ang ganda niya. Yan. Yan daw ang piano house. O, diba? Ang ganda. Diba? The piano house. Hilo ako ah. Unti-unti na tayong pumapasok sa bawat eskinita. Ayan. So, from the piano house, makikita natin yung surroundings niya. Marami pang mga amazing buildings, structures na makikita natin later on. As in, very old city, pero ang dami-daming magaganda. At anong naging function, anong naging role ng Kent sa kanyang neighboring cities and the countries. Kasi ito, ewan ko somewhere like it's all about sa dagat naman nila, yung connection niya sa ibang malalaking karatig lungsod na tinatawag nila during early years like 70s. It's 17th century. Ayun, kung paano sila nag-transport ng kanilang mga products. Silang, I don't know what kind of tour is that, pero meron tayong pupuntahan. Tingnan nyo naman yun, oh. Oh, ang ganda-ganda. Maraming magaganda dito. Ma-appreciate mo talaga yung mga buildings nila. Tingnan nyo po yun. Ayan, tingnan nyo po. Papakita ko po ako sa inyo. Ayan. Mami, okay po. winner is, nanalo siya.
And the winner is... Hi,
أي واحد
هتعدوه لا لا عندي هيدسيت بس ريموت
So hi, ayan po ang ating view. Ang ganda-ganda talaga niya, promise. There's a lot to see. Ayan. Tingnan niyo yung kapiligiran and that's, ayan. Naghahanap tayo ng makakainan. So nasa harap tayo ng, as usual, McDonald's. Ayan, diba? Ang ganda. Wait, ay papakita ko po sa inyo yung view. Ayan. Ito po kasi yung, ano, yung pinaka-old na... So ito, sasama tayo sa pag-group tour. Siyempre binisita ko si BFF yan. So, andito tayo ngayon. Formally, andito tayo sa Ghent. And ito yung kanyang kabuuan. Ang yaman-yaman sa history, ang yaman-yaman sa magagandang infrastructure. And ang ganda lang. Ang dami ko nang napuntahan dito. Actually, nakapunta na ako Brussels, Brugge, I don't know how to say that. Punta na ako ng Antwerp, napunta na ako ng Scherpenheuvel and a lot more. Pero ito, one of the best na city, na napuntahan ko. And I really ini-enjoy ko yung kagandahan niya. Kasi imagine, makikita mo yung mga bagay na yan. Oo. Yan. Makikita mo yan, mga kaibigan. Before, nababasa ko lang talaga siya sa mga news, mga books, mga Google. Ayun. Pero now, I'm here. Kaya, so thankful ako. So, mamaya sa ating walk tour, may sinatawag silang walk tour, titignan natin. May mga ka-group tayo, may mga kasama tayo na maglalakad-lakad dito. And later on, if we do still have a time, sasakay tayo ng boat doon. And pwede rin yan na ikutin natin siya. So, let's go! Pagbibigyan ko lang po ang aking food cravings. Bye!
More of a side thing to do, which is a pity because it's a perfect combination between the two cities that I mentioned. And it's also the best city, by the way. So I'm saying this because it has double history than Bruges and Brussels combined, because it was important before, during, and after the Middle Ages. Bruges was important only during the Middle Ages and Brussels only after. Nothing bad about that, just saying Ghent has a lot of history, and probably most people don't know this. So nowadays it's not that important anymore, I have to admit. Let's be honest, but it's a big student city. So the population here is about 230,000, 85,000 is students. So that's a lot. So it's a young city. Now it's kind of empty, you'll notice. For a Sunday it's maybe a bit strange, but it's because all the students go to their parents for the weekend. It's a thing here, they do it a lot. So normally it's way more during the week, more people and stuff. So I'm going to cover in this tour the fact about Ghent's history, how it all began, how it came up to be, how it is today. So of course, if you have questions, you can ask me. If you cannot hear me, also don't hesitate to tell me to speak louder, since it's a big group. Also, I understand sometimes I cannot keep up to a good volume. So it was founded in the 7th century, so it's quite a while back. And that happened on the confluence of two rivers. One we can see it here is the river Lys, and further in that direction you find the river Scheldt. If you stay in the center you will not see it, but yeah, you have to bike for 20 minutes at least. So Scheldt and Lys, the fact that it was on the confluence of the two rivers gave a special right to Ghent at some point. And that was that when the ships would arrive from the North Sea bringing grain to deliver to the European mainland, they would stop here. Ghent would allow that, but they would say, no problem, okay, you can use the port, but we'll tax you a sweet 25% on that grain. Wow. That was a big tax, especially that was also a lot of grain coming in. So as you can imagine, Ghent became quite rich just by chilling and build the tower as high as they wanted it to be, so it would not fall apart.
Naboboring na si Manong.
It'd be good for a grain.
Grain exports from beer.
Oo nga, kaya mayaman tayo. So, kasama tayo ngayon sa group tour. At ayan ang mga big number daw. Ayan. So, tingnan natin yan. Dami magaganda. Historical talaga. Ayan. Diba? Diba ang gaganda? Ayan. Yan ang aming group tour. Marami kami. Ayan. Yan sila. Diba? Group tour namin. Tuloy tayo. Makinig.
Arrive with all the grain, and they would stop here and again to tax that grain by 25%. So first thing they would do would be to measure the grain. So they would go there in that big building with the light blue doors where you see the green umbrella outside, and there they would measure the grain. So that was step number one. Then second step would be to tax the grain. Now, because people hated the tax house, they were attacking it a little bit too often, and the city was a little bit fed up with that. So they said, okay, we have to be able to do this business somewhere. Where do you think they placed the tax? Yes. So it's a small one there with the light, the dark blue doors. So that was the tax house, and
Yung tax house niya, yung may blue. Malit na bahay.
Next to it, we had the burgers. That one was